Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, so if you want to remove someone completely from an item in the job, you will have to come in here to do that. There is an alternative, a slight alternative, in the sense that if you just want someone else to be working on a particular job, so we're coming back to Sean's here, what you can do is, sorry, what was
it was Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur was on it, and it's Keen's or e-commerce. So Keen's e-commerce. So if we're in Sean's one here, so if you want someone else to actually be working on it without going back to the job screen, someone who's just on the to-do, if you just click to add new and find the job, so Keen's e-commerce, select that. And then you choose the item, so that's the one that Arthur was working on there. BE development, and then you can assign yourself time to that, so then that will also log against the job. So if it's a case of that you actually need to remove the person originally from it, you will have to go to the jobs page, but if you just want someone else to be working on it, they can do that all from the to-do themselves.
Sure. So I think probably what was meant by that, Rob, if you go into the schedule view,
yep, will do,
because there's quite a lot of kind of balancing up of the week's schedule on this page. You know, someone's got too much, someone's got too little.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the idea was, can we drag something from someone else's row into, you know, like that one there for Sean, can I drag that down and it now belongs to Colin on this particular view?
This one, yes, just like that.
You can.
You can. So I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to change anything
Yep.
here. But yeah, if you just click and drag, you can do that. And then also if you want to copy it, so if you want the original person to still have it, but you also want another person to work on it as well, if you just hover your mouse over it and press the Alt key, it comes up with the little plus and then it duplicates.
Right. Interesting. Cool.
So,
Alt, is that Alt on Windows and Mac, or is it? Sure, I can figure it out.
Yes, it's both. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, that's how you just click and drag. Were there any other questions, sorry, in relation to that particular thing that you wanted to see from the schedule screen?
I don't think so. There might be further down the list, but for that particular one.
Yeah, that's just how it's done anyway. So you can see that there. And then so on the next question, it says, at a glance, can you see how much time has been assigned to it?
Yeah. So if you go back to the to-do.
Yeah.
I'm going to Arthur again, maybe.
Maybe go back to Arthur or
oh, yep.
You can tell Sean doesn't do much around the place.
Taking time.
For example, like you could, like the yellow item even.
Yes.
You can hover over it and it says there's 7 hours involved there. But, you know, often we're moving things around to try and fill up like a 7-hour day. There's no kind of total anywhere, if you know it. Am I making sense there?
Sorry, just you were cutting out there. Repeat that again.
Sorry. Let me bring the microphone a bit closer. So for Tuesday example, for example, I don't know how much time Arthur has scheduled unless you hover over the box. Same with Wednesday. Like I'd need to hover over them both and add them up.
To see how much was done, how much was signed for that day.
I noticed there's a little count just above the above the yellow tickets.
Yes, that's true.
I don't know what that's actually is for, though.
So that's how many hours he has assigned to him per day in total for the week. So he has eight available hours to be filled in that day. Do you understand what I mean?
I do. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like each day you can assign in the user selection or in the user sign up, you can choose how many hours the people are available for specific.
Okay. Could you just drag that testing one?
Yeah, this one.
Over onto Tuesday, and then it changes. See that number changes now to 10. I would have thought that would change to kind of like a red bar with 2 hours over capacity or something.
It will in the schedule.
Okay.
In the schedule view for you guys, it will show as red, as in he's been assigned too much. But this is just kind of the indicator. And then when it comes in here for tomorrow, it'll show there when it's on the day itself. Okay. It'll show that he has too much assigned to him there.
I get you. But I guess, like, back to the original question, there's no quick and easy way on a daily
It's worth bringing up to us because we could probably roadmap for that for you guys. Because what you do have is you have the total for the week down here.
Okay.
So that shows how much you've been assigned and how much you've done for the week as a total.
Yep.
But I understand what you mean, and it is a good point to have kind of per day. Now, I know it's not ideal, but an alternative option would be to have either a new kind of personal task or a description that the guys can add themselves to show how many hours they have for that day that they can just leave there on top, so you'll be able to just go in and see exactly how much I have for that day without having to hover over them. That's also possible.
Yeah.
So you can they can just come in, click that, add a thing just says 7 hours to do for today, and then you'll just be able to see it as you go in, just in the interim until we can roadmap that for you.
Yep.
That would be the main way to do that. What was the next question? So the next question is kind of in the same vein. Is it possible to have the hours visible on an item in the to-do view? So it'll show you the remaining hours available, and then obviously when you hover over them, it'll show you what is assigned. Same kind of solution, I would say, is just if they want to just type in the description.
Yep.
I have 7 hours if you just want it at a very quick and easy view. But again, that will all be involved in the same roadmap,
Yep.
Because they're very much related to the same thing. So yes, it would be just a case of typing it in there. And then when you drag a job to the okay, would you mind just I'll read out the last question to you, and just if you could elaborate on it, that would be great. So when you drag a job to the to-do, it seems to default to 1 hour. Is it possible for this to retain its actual hours? What's
I think,
for example, see development in the development kitchen whisk and the items on the side menu.
Yep.
You drag that in.
Yeah. So which
default,
one? This one.
Yeah. It defaults to kind of 1 hour.
Correct.
Rather than the 8 hours. Then you got to go back in and kind of change it.
Yeah, so you'd either just drag it up to the 8 hours, or you'd go in and manually change it that way. Now, as I was showing you with the on the schedule view with the Alt key, if you just do that, if you do that once and you want to copy it over again, you can just do the Alt key in here as well and drag it, so that if I set this to 8 hours, and then if you're doing that maybe once or twice a week, then you can just Alt and drag, and that will keep the same 8 hours. You see?
Okay. Yep. I think though the query was, if I'm dragging an 8 hour item
from the actual items,
can it stay at 8 hours rather than 1 hour and then having to change 8 hours?
I'm just gonna just delete these off so I don't give him more work than he's meant to be doing.
Sure, yeah.
Just 1 second now. It's just that. When in terms of the click and drag, it will always default to the hour, but alternatively, again, and this might be for your guys' side on the development side, if you were to assign that to him in the schedule, you can assign it for the 8 hours straight away, so that it will automatically appear as the 8 hours there. Otherwise, it will be a case of dragging it over and then just dragging it up to the 8 hours. But again, if you're in the schedule, you can just assign him the 8 hours. It'll automatically appear there without having to drag or change it.
Cool. Okay,
so in the to-do, it defaults to an hour, and you manually change.
I think the main reason around it defaulting to an hour is that if you have like this, right? He's got this BE development in here for 7 hours, right? So if you were to drag it across and it defaulted to the time, it would extend too much. So I think they defaulted to an hour, so it's small for you to just easily be able to change it and manipulate it as you see fit. so it basically fits into the rest of your day without if it is 8 or 10 hours, it doesn't just shoot up. Do you understand what I mean?
I do. Yeah.
So I think that's the reason behind it. But again, the option to just put it in and do that is again something that we can roadmap for you. It's just like these are the kind of things, especially from a company like yours, like a big agency. These are the kind of suggestions that are good for us because you've got a lot of developers and always new ideas for it. So I will definitely throw these ideas into our roadmap for you.
Yeah, I have something else to throw into your roadmap.
Sure.
Because we have a lot of people. We are fairly big. Kind of managing people in teams, if you know what I mean, would be very useful. Right now, to find someone, it's a very long list. On the schedule view, you can kind of filter them. But like for this view, like if you wanted to change Artur to someone else, for example, it's a long list, and there's no kind of search either. There's a lot of scrolling and finding.
Yeah, and just give me 1 sec because I want to check something because that sounds very familiar in the sense that I think people have suggested.
I'm sure probably someone's asked for it before.
Well, I'm just checking our roadmap now to see if I can see it there because that does sound like something I've read already.
Is your roadmap public on your website or is it?
Yeah, here, hold on. I'll
find it. I'll just
It's actually kind of a weird link, so I'm just going to pop it into the chat on Zoom here. Is that not copy? Hold on. Sorry, that automatically defaulted to a capital S, but
that's fine.
Lowercase, but that is public, so you can read that whenever. Keep up to date on what's kind of moving forward.
Cool.
Sorry, I'm scrolling through all of them because that does sound like something I've.
Sure, look, I can take a look through here anyway.
Yeah,
this is useful because
Oh, actually, there it is. It isn't there. As a large company, we have teams, and I'd like to quickly switch between my teams for scheduling because it's overwhelming to see 60 staff at all times. There you go. It is in there.
Exactly. I couldn't have put it better myself.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. So it is in there. That'll be being built. So thank you for that. Yeah, that's always good. So we're put in for the ability to see hours per day, and then the ability to choose the time for dragging the items over. I'll add those in for you guys as well. Any other questions while I'm here on any of the features, not just on the to-do? Do you have any other questions about it?
I do, Rob, and sorry I covered before because I came in late for the last one.
Oh, it's all right.
Just if we have different teams, like for example, if we have a development and a design team, is there a way to quickly just view those teams? So if we group 5 people into the design, is there a way just to review their schedule at a high level?
Yeah, well, sorry, that's what me and Carl were saying just there. At the moment, it is just by user, but in our roadmap on which I put into the chat there, you'll see it is. If someone has requested that because it can be overwhelming to view everyone as a user. So the best way to kind of group them together and see. At the moment, the best way to kind of group them together and see who's doing what is if they're put together on. If you were to set up a job. And then put in the item, like you could set up a job like as a weekly thing and then have people assigned to the items. So then when you go into the job view or the schedule view, I'll show you now. So basically, if you were just for argument's sake to say like this was dev team work for week of, 3rd week of January. And then you'd have the item in there for, the who's working on what for that week and all the team members. I don't know if you guys have team members assigned to each of these items, but I'll try and open it up so you can see. Yeah, there. So like if you were to have each of the members of the team logged into that item, you'd see who's doing what on what day. So that's a kind of alternative for now until we actually get the grouping by teams put in from the roadmap. As an alternative, that is a way to do it. So just create a project for the work for the week of this and add the people to those items who are going to be working on it, who are members of that team, and then you'll be able to see them.
Yeah, and also if you can show us in the schedule view then as well, you can select the people.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. In this, you can group them by team member as well.
Yeah.
So you can then enable, disable members.
Okay, that's fair.
And Carl, that there. That is what I was saying. It will look like
exactly.
They were assigned more time than usual. That's what.
I noticed that on the actual schedule, on the to-do schedule as well. Yeah,
exactly.
And if we do that if we're grouping it the way that you're suggesting there at the moment, is that duplicating time, or is the time okay then? It's not going to cause any issue?
No. It won't duplicate time.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you'll be able to just view it as who's working on what.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And no problem. Any other questions?
No.
Not from me.
I'm sure we will as soon as we finish the call.
Well, look.
Try and error though too.
Yeah. No, look. It's like you guys are going to be getting to grips with it over the next couple of weeks. So we're always, around to do these short chin wags if needs be.
Yeah, what's the best way if the format we use today, is that work best, Rob, where we just put in a quick message in support, Ash?
No, actually, the best way is if you want to just arrange it is to use the appointlet link. Do you guys still have that?
Well, Alan might have it, but
okay, look, I'll send it after this call, Sean. I'll send it on to you, and you can hold on to it. And basically, it allows you to pick an actual time and date for a call straight off. And then once that's booked in, that automatically goes into our calendars, so we can then see when it's going to be. And that's definitely the easier way to do it.
Cool. Well, that'd be great.
Yeah.
We're bound to have, as we get into it a bit deeper, we're bound to have questions and queries on it, Rob. And it's good. It's kind of fun. And it's good to record it as well, because, like, to Carl's point, a few of the guys were busy in the Cork office this afternoon, so like it's a 10-15 minutes, so and it's invaluable, the insights into it then, so it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. So I will like, this is recording now, so when it's finished I'll zip the file and send it on to you as well, Sean.
Cool. No, that's great. No, like, we're this group here are quite happy. Anything else for you, Carl?
No, like I said, like you just said though, I'll probably think of 10 things as soon as yeah.
That's all fine. And if it is just a small query or something from one person, they just want to shoot us over a message. On every screen, you'll see this up here. Just get in touch with support. That'll come straight through to us. So if you ever have any just small queries that you want a quick answer to rather than setting up a call, you can just do that and we'll reply to you.
Cool. That's great.
Cool.
Well, thanks for your time, Rob. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Awesome.
No problem at all.
Thanks a lot.
Take it easy, guys.
See ya.
See you now.